What's up, guys, and welcome to the Shifty Crab Podcast. I am joined today, as always, why am I joined with that? We'll start that one again. No, you know what? Fuck it, we'll keep it in. I'm joined by the best beard in the business, Mr. Vince Haley. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the Shifty Crab Podcast, everybody.
Welcome to the Shifty Crab Podcast, and happy belated birthday. It happened between shows, so.
It did.
How old are you now?
I am now 30 years old.
He joins the 30 club.
Wow, the big 3. That's it. It's all downhill from here, boy.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, just pain and suffering.
Yeah, I've been doing some yard work recently, and boy, let me tell you, my body hurts.
Man's telling me no. Yeah, I ache. Like I find it more confusing on a day where I don't ache. But I'm like, oh, okay, this is weird. I feel like I can walk.
What's it like to not ache?
Oh yeah. Tell me about it. Also, you've heard him there. You've seen him there. I am joined by the Pun Master General, the Retro King, Mr. Terry Jeffs. Terry, howdy.
Howdy do. Do.
Good trailer.
Great trailer.
I am hyped.
I don't understand how this is getting like a divide. Some people hate this.
Oh wow, really? Okay, I've not seen any reactions to this. But what's not to like? What's not to like? We knew what was coming. What's not to like about it?
This just looks like a lot of fun. Like a lot of fun. And yeah, I cannot wait for that film.
See, the best thing about that trailer was we knew something was coming, but also it threw a little pumpkin-shaped curveball at us as well.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. What a moment.
There's some stuff in there, And some of the theories of what people think they can see in there.
Oh, it's running so wild.
I love it. Yeah. I'm down for it. I'll just watch everything.
They are keeping the card still very close to the chest because I thought this trailer was going to be, a reveal thing. Everything that's rumored, and the only thing we got from it was Doc Ock and obviously not the Green Goblin, but no other Spider-Mans.
Do we know if this is Defoe?
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
The voice was Defoe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The laugh was Defoe. I think a lot of people have gotten that.
Give me that beautiful man.
Yeah.
I think it's been like kind of confirmed, kind of not confirmed, along with literally everything else that he's coming in for it.
It's such a cool idea of what they're doing, and it's just I like it. It's a real fun with this.
And I like the dynamic between obviously Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. I like those two together. I like them in Endgame and Infinity War and stuff like that. I thought they had a really good dynamic.
The question is, though, is this Spider-Man and the Flash film going to be too similar? I'm hoping they're going to be doing different things because they're both effectively the same
timing where they're coming out, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Like the Flash is the same thing. They're messing with multiple timelines. Apparently, we're going to get multiple different Batmen. And
you got Keaton, haven't you?
Keaton is confirmed, and
Affleck's confirmed. I think.
Yeah, exactly. And there's room, but it's. I'm excited either way of what we're going to see here, but I
wonder if we'll see nipples. I wonder if Clooney will make it.
Hopefully, there's no Clooney.
Yeah,
there's no Clooney. I don't think we're going to see any Val Kilmer. I think it's just going to be Keaton, maybe Batfleck.
I mean, I feel like you guys have the memorable ones, right? Yeah.
Bale won't do it because it's a totally different thing. No. Bale just rocking it would be a big one.
Bale, I think Bale's above it. If you know what I mean. Yeah, we're just like, nah.
He's above this shit.
Yeah, I'm too busy putting on 200 pounds or losing 200 pounds for my next role,
whatever he's doing for his next role. Yeah, there must be a point with Christian Bale where the film studio mate, we have a suit.
Yeah,
we have a suit.
Yeah. Dude, don't do the
CGI
now.
That's CGI. He's like, nah, mate, don't worry about it. I'll put the weight on, mate. I'll put the weight. Ironically, he's Idris Elba as well. It's the same voice. I'll put the weight on, mate. You know what I mean, mate? So he just puts the weight on. It's like,
good for you.
Good for you, mate. Good for you.
I was talking about him the other day, actually, because I still think it's insane when you just look at what's the film when he lost all the weight?
Insomnia or something like that. No,
the Machinist. The Machinist.
Machinist. That was it. Yeah.
There's like a year between the Machinist and Batman Begins. Like, and ridiculous. I know, and I read before, like, obviously what he did for the Machinist, like he almost died in that because he lost. It was, I think he was eating like 1 can of tuna a day, and that was it. And then the filming got delayed by 6 months, and they were like worried about him. And then literally he bulked up.
Fucking hell!
Yeah, fucking hell! My snow away. It's like Skinny Cartman, when like Cartman's just based on like, hey, yeah, seriously. And then
he had to bulk going out here from Terry.
And then
he's killing
it, just on fire. And then he had to bulk up for Batman Begins, and apparently he was just eating like 10 cheeseburgers a day. And then you look at the pictures of him. Yeah, exactly. That must be the fun bit. But he obviously was working out a lot. But he's like, how can you go from that to that and then do it again? And it's insane.
Well, he lost weight between, I think it's Dark Knight and Rises, because he filmed The Fighter.
Okay, yeah.
Where he obviously plays the crack addict brother boxer. So he had to get really skinny, not as skinny as he was for the Machinist, but skinny again. And then bam, back up he went for Rises, where he had to be the biggest because he had to
and he did it as well in another film, like where he's, I can't remember the name of the film, but where he's like in the jungle, like a helicopter crash. It's like almost like a Vietnam film. Not Predator. It's like that kind of setting though, but he's like lost loads of weight for it. Yeah, and then the one where he played Churchill. No, was it? No, not Churchill. What I'm talking about. That was
Cheney, right?
Pete Cheney. I'm getting confused with the other person that was Gary Oldman. Who was in the Dark Knight?
Well, he got sick from smoking all the cigars, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, he got pretty sick from that. He got it was pretty bad. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Christian Bale asked what the weight was for an animated film.
Oh, and no.
He lost.
It's like, mate, this is in the studio. I don't fucking care, mate. I want to be the weight.
Losing weight for the Toy Story 5.
Mate, you play a sausage dog. What way is the sausage dog, mate? What way?
Great actor, such a good actor.
Fantastic. Like, I think he's great, especially in like what's it called? The Prestige. He's good in that.
Yeah,
as
fantastic.
Never seen it.
Never seen The Prestige?
Get
that on your watch. Get that on your watch list. It's very good. Apart from very weird accent by David Bowie, but
Bowie.
Bowie's in it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. David Bowie.
It's Bowie.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No.
Bowie.
I'm sorry. Where? I bet. Well, it's Bowie, but it's Bowie.
It's Bowie.
It's an accent thing. It's an accent thing. I think.
Fair enough.
Bowie. Hey, my name's David Bowie. No.
Hey.
We speak properly. Bowie.
Do you?
Do you?
Do it. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Anyway, moving on from Christian Bale. Like, I don't know how we got there, but
we went from Spider-Man to Flash to Batman to Christian Bale.
Oh, yeah. Well, you already know
it was a walk.
The Flash film is going to be piss poor in comparison because DC will fuck it up. But like, which one comes out first? Spider-Man comes out first, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, Spider-Man's December for now. We'll see.
Yeah.
And
I think that's pretty much locked in now. I think Spider-Man will be locked because they've already delayed it once. Like, I don't think they'll delay it again. They just won't release it on Disney Plus. Like. Until like
no, because they don't have those rights for it.
Oh no, correct. That's Sony, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Good old Sony.
Might be released on Netflix though, because apparently they have that partnership or some shit.
They do, but it won't get released early.
Oh god, no.
Like, but that's where you can watch the Spider-Man films is on there on Netflix, I believe, especially in the UK. Anyway, enough about films. We'll do a quick thing. What's everyone drinking? Vince, are we on Blue Moon?
Of course. We're on Blue Moon. Blue Moon.
Still not sponsoring us.
No.
Drink it. Keep going.
Yeah. Keep going. Yeah. Label.
One day. Terry?
I just got a mug of Yorkshire tea tonight, guys. I'm just going straight for the tea.
Right. And I'm on the Budweiser.
Oh, I'd love it if Yorkshire tea sponsored me.
Okay. I thought you were about to say I love a Yorkshire tea with Budweiser. Like, what the fuck?
Why not? Mix them up. Get them in there.
I like to dip and get
Stir it around.
Anyway,
dip and get lit.
Dip and get lit. Yeah. So let's talk about games.
Let's talk about games
because I want to go first this week.
Okay.
Like I have been playing Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut.
Shifty cut.
Not the shifty cut. The shifty cut is better
and considerably shorter, I'm sure.
Yes.
Let's side quests.
A lot of side quests. Let's talk about the good points first, because I have to be fair with this game. Because obviously, me and Vince, we don't really like Ghost of Tsushima. We didn't like it in its original form, but this is obviously the upscaled version.
Unpopular opinion. From what
unpopular opinion, yeah. I haven't played the DLC part of this, so I haven't done the island because you have to progress through the game to get to that point. Okay, good points. Looks a lot better. Facial animations are a lot better. Textures are a lot better. Load times are incredible. Like fast travel is instantaneous. Like wherever you go to. So there's a lot of thought been put into that. But what they cannot change is how linear this story is and how monotonous the story is and how this, and I said this way back, probably second episode, like when I was talking about this, I don't understand how a game of this size can get away with copy and pasting the same building layouts again and again and again. And it's not, there's maybe 6 building layouts for the whole game.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so few. Like you go in, it's like, well, okay, this is the layout. I'll go in. The camps are, they add things in the camps like bonus objectives, like don't take damage for the first 5 people you hit. But it's the same thing. You go in, you kill the leader. You probably have to capture some flags, blow something up, or raise a flag, like, and or release some prisoners. It's a very repetitive cycle, and there's nothing like I've had this game now since I think it came out Friday last week, the 20th. So 4 days, and I had a chance to play it today. Didn't want to. And every time we put it on, and I've been put it on to talk about it on the podcast, and I play it for a while, and then I put something else on. It does not keep me in it because it's. I don't care about the story because it's so paint by numbers. Like, and I want it to be good. And I've heard that Legends is really good. I haven't touched it, so I'm not going to comment on that. And obviously, I haven't done the DLC stuff, so I don't know how much of the same that is. I will finish the game, like I will, but it's going to take me a while because, man, it's just. It's one of those games, something's frustrating because you don't know why people love the game.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I just don't understand. I think to myself, maybe I'm not seeing something about this game and it's going to click and then it's going to be obvious. It's a bit like Days Gone. When I first played Days Gone, I didn't like it. I was like, okay, this game's a bit clunky. But then when I played it again on the PlayStation 5, and I played through the story and got invested, I loved the game by the end of it. In hindsight, there were issues, but I loved the game. This game just doesn't ever get me to a point where I care. Like, and no, it doesn't matter how much you upgrade the game, it's still the same story, and that's kind of where it gets to. But yeah, I just don't understand what people really like about this game because...
With the developer, I've got the name.
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. Is
Sucker
this?
Punch,
Because I've never played any Sucker Punch games, like any infamous games. Is it something that's a problem with those games as well, or like in terms of like
no?
Using the
Infamous
assets
Infamous was a bit difficult because you never went inside really in the first Infamous. If I remember rightly, it's all like rooftops and streets and stuff like that. Because you're a superhero, they wanted to keep you. Well, you're not a superhero, but you've got powers. Can't remember what they're called. What are they called?
Come on. Hell, if I remember. It's been forever since I played those games.
When you play as Cole or whatever his name is. So I don't think they've really done much like this. And this is an open world game, and but it's very open world, you know. But
too open world, some would say.
Too open world. So they have this they wanted to not have a map on the screen, you know, keep it as raw as possible, which I understand. I understand the logic, and it's great for the aesthetic. Annoying as shit when you're trying to work out where to go. And you can swipe up on the touchpad and the wind will blow, which is supposed to be your father's spirit kind of guiding you. So the leaves will blow up and they'll blow with the wind. And that is fantastic. It's beautiful. It's a great moment. Which way around the fucking mountain do I go? Because you're blowing through a mountain. Is it shorter to go to the right? Is it shorter to go to the left? I don't fucking know. It doesn't give you it doesn't blow in a direction. It just blows in this general area of where your objective is. So there could be a lagoon in between that you can't go through, but the wind won't guide you the right way around. So you'll be off your plot, and then I'll get to a fucking cliff and I have to backtrack about 20 minutes to work my way around it. Like it just,
Does it make you learn the map though? Does it make
nope? Because I'll tell you what it is. It's open field. Poppies, open field, poppies.
There's no visual
repeat town. No, there's no landmarks that you can see from a distance.
Just going off subject for a second, because you just reminded me of this. Have you guys ever played GTA and turned the minimap off?
Yes.
No.
It's actually a different experience, isn't it? Yeah. And it's quite cool. I
enjoy it.
Yeah, I tried. I did it. Well, I think it was my last playthrough of GTA 5, but it completely changes the game because you just remind me because it does. Sometimes you do become over reliant on those mini maps, and you're no longer actually learning where you're going. You're just kind of following. And I did that for so long, but then you actually turn that off and you're like, oh, okay, I've actually got to try and figure out where I'm going and learn this city. But
Lisa's landmarks.
Yeah,
you know, like you can look on the map, and if they said to me, you need to go to, I don't know, Joshua Street, or Joshua up in Sandy Shores, I can make my way there. You know, I'll be there. But this, because it's such a uninspiring map, very little filler. It's such wide open spaces between these little outposts, or what they call towns, but are just the same 6 buildings rotated in a different direction.
Oh, you're lucky that it's actually 6 buildings, because a lot of them are just one structure. That's this is an inn, I guess, or
but with no tables, nothing inside, just the structure, and you go in. And some of the good parts, the combat is quite good. Like the way that you can switch stance with which enemies coming towards you, and as you build up your skills, you do notice a sense of power. So, for example, once you get to a point where you can unlock the skill that you can parry arrows, there are moments when you feel like the badass, and as the arrows come in, you can just parry it away if you notice it, which has a stupid mechanic, because basically the archer will shout something, all of the enemies will duck, and then they fire the bow. So all you hear is just ah, and then everyone ducks, and you just hold L1. No timing, just hold L1. Ding. And you'll carry on.
Everyone ducks. You could have enemies not even in the way of where the arrow is coming from. You can have enemies behind you, and they'll duck too. Make it a little bit realistic.
And it's the same thing. They have this thing where sometimes you're protecting people, and so their little symbol will come up above their head like a little shield, and then one enemy will come up with a skull and crossbones, a skull. So they're the one that's going to try and kill the protector. They will sprint across the map to the area to try and get to these people. Will they attack this person? Eventually, but first they'll do about 20 swings where they just hit from side to side on this person. Missing a person that isn't moving is just cowering on the floor, and they go, why can't I hit you? Why can't I hit you? Like this, that's on either side of it, and you just watch them and just go, all right, stab. But the assassinations and his conflict is quite good. But at the beginning, every time you do something remotely interesting, it cutscenes you back to when you're a child, and you have to sit through a fucking 20-minute either speech or mini tutorial about it, and then it sucks you back. And there is a lot of issues with the game. And
going back to the combat for a second, all those skills, there's a very steep difficulty drop off once you have access to like those 4 stances.
Yeah.
Because once you have those, the game becomes so unbelievably easy.
Yeah.
Like, I was struggling when I first started playing the game.
With spearmen for stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're a bitch. Yeah. Yeah.
Dudes with shields. Like, I even bumped the difficulty down to easy. So I was playing on normal. Yeah. And then later, once I got the correct stances to take on these guys, I just felt like I was walking through the game with no challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's such a steep drop off in difficulty. That's insane.
So basically, Terry, there's 4 stances in the game. One that makes you better against swordsmen, shields, spearmen, and I can't remember what the 4th one is.
I think it's just like brute enemies, right?
Brute enemies,
like the larger enemies, yeah.
Yeah. So basically you hold R2 and just flick to which one you want to do. Really quick, really intuitive. As you hold R2, the game slows down slightly, so you're not in any risk. So as a shieldman comes towards you, flick to shield, you just hit them, because basically with that, 2 hits with a heavy hit and you've broken their shield, and then you just stab them to death. Then someone with a spear's coming towards you, and don't get me wrong, there's fluidity to it, but it goes from being quite a difficult game at first, and you don't have much health, and it is brutal. Like, but then it flips, and once you add the ghost powers into there as well, like some of the things that they have, like on the darker side of stuff, that the game's just so easy, because you just go in and going, oh, there's 20 of you. Okay. There's no need for me to do this stealthily, because I can just go in, stand in the middle. You can do a really cool thing, which is badass, which is called standoff. Like, if you walk into certain areas, sometimes it doesn't work. Like, and you'll walk in like you want to do a standoff, and all of a sudden the enemies won't acknowledge a standoff and just start twatting you, basically. Like, but if you press standoff and you press up on the D-pad, like, he challenges them and he stands there and he's like, come on. And you can have as you upgrade it, you can basically stand off against 3 people. So one will stand in front of you, and it's like a duel, but they might try and fake you out. And if you press it early, you're going to take a lot of damage. But if you time it as they come towards you and lunge, you swipe up in slow motion and kill them. As another one runs in, you press it again and you swipe down. And then as another one comes in, you swipe them up, and these 3 just stand there, and the blood starts to fall out, and then they die, and you're just stood there.
I like that.
And you can do really cool things, like if you flick right on the D-pad, on the touchpad, he like wipes his katana, like that, flicks it off, and then puts it in. And
like the bit
swipe down
in Kill Bill when she's fighting the 3, and then she goes and hits the sword, and they all just drop at the same time.
Yeah, not quite that, but they tried to go for the same effect. And then you can swipe down, and you can bow.
Yeah.
Like, so if you've fought like some people in the duels, you can bow, and there's maybe a few comments that he'll say. If you swipe left, you can play your flute and change the weather. If you unlock different weather things, it's a
very Zelda thing.
Yeah.
Weird,
it is. And if you swipe up, it's just telling you which way the wind's blowing, basically. So it's got good moments. Like, this combat can sometimes feel like you're a badass, but the rest of the game is just frustrating.
If you're playing a samurai game and you're not feeling like a badass, and they're doing something wrong.
But I think it's too few and far between.
Okay.
I like, you play this game and you're a samurai, and you're like basically the only samurai for a big chunk of this game. And it has just a weird beat in the middle. You work towards this thing, and you spend time, and then this new area opens up. And it's like, so I just start again, basically. Okay, cool. Like, and it's, if you're a collector, you'll love the game, because there's so many things to fucking collect in this game.
God, there's so many collectibles in this fucking game.
They are pointless.
Yeah. I heard about the foxes and stuff. And
not only the foxes to do the foxes' dens, they have benefit, because as you find them, and you have to find a hell of a lot of them, you'll like unlock charm slots for you that you can put on your katana, or you'll unlock. Sometimes you unlock health. If you have to kill leaders or observe leaders, and you have to kill a certain amount of them to unlock the new stances. So to get all the stances, you have to kill a lot of the leaders. So you go through, and an outpost will have a leader, and they're usually a tougher enemy until you've got all 4 stances, and then you just wipe the floor with them. But but then you've got the like records to collect, the bird cages to collect, the
Those
flags to collect. Crickets.
Yeah.
Crickets. Then you've got the flags to collect. Then you've got the
hot springs that you can find to increase your health.
You've got the altars to collect. You've got the flowers to collect. You've got the haikus to do. You've got the bamboo shoots to do. Like
it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff.
And then the side quests, which are ridiculous. Like I spent this time doing this side quest. It's not a spoiler because it's just a side quest that means absolutely fucking nothing. Like, and I spent all this time killing all these people, following this blood trail to try and save this family. Like, going out of my way to do this, save this family for this one guy. Family are dead. Literally pointless. He just then cries, end of story. And then you trot off on your horse. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, I'm not going to shit on this game too much because I know people like it. And if you're enjoying this game, great. I am not. Anyway,
there you go.
Terry, what have you been playing?
Not a
if you
lot
say Ghost of Tsushima,
you absolutely love it, guys. Game of the year. No, I played a bit more of Quake. Only a little bit, like done a few levels, and yeah, it's a really enjoyable game to go back to playing a game like that. I had to adjust the sensitivity of the controls to like push them up because I realized I'm so used to playing like Quake on and those kind of games, those arena shooters on a PC with like ridiculously high DPI like sensitivity on my mouse. So yeah, like, and then yeah, those games, obviously this being 60 frames, it's so like butter smooth, that game. Obviously it's such an old game, but just the way it plays, I just love the way how it's so quick, and you can work your way. I think there's probably like 30 something levels in it, but you can work your way through a level in a few minutes, you know, like you can get end to end. What I do forget about those games is that you can get right to the end of one of those levels and die, and you're right back at the beginning. I was like, oh shit, yeah, no checkpoints in these. But then, you know, muscle memory, you can quickly just work your way back to that end of that level pretty quickly. But no, yeah, played a little bit more of that. That's been quite fun. Played a little bit more Wipeout on the 2048, doing those cups and tournaments and stuff. And yeah, just been having a little bit more gaming time with the kids as well. So I've been playing. So George absolutely loves Astrobot, and he always goes to play it, and he always wants to go to the big room, Adam, like you know, you collect all the consoles and you go to this kind of vending machine, all the points you collect, and it's basically a grab machine, and you can pick up you put the coins in. I think it's like 100 coins a go. You collect the coins throughout the game. You put the coins in, and then you can pick up these kind of capsule balls and then crush them, and then you get these like
add-ons to the console.
Yeah, like the
memory
consoles.
Card
and as you collect these things, Vince, they fill up the room like actual full-size consoles, you know. So but when he started playing it, I'd already finished the game, and you can't, and he keeps wanting to crush these balls. I'm like trying to explain to him, like, you can't, because I've done it and that's it. So what I did is I deleted my save, so literally just like started fresh. I mean, I've already platinumed it. So, and he's been playing it, so kind of working through the levels again, and it just reminded me, man, that's such a good game. It's such a good game, Astrobot. It's like, it's a really good platform game, and yeah, he loves playing it. He's been playing that, and also, it's finally happened, guys. It's finally happened. Minecraft is in the Jeff's household. Harry has been showing a bit of interest in it, like, because in the supermarkets you get these like kind of like kids like magazines, you know, like with like, you know, like you see them on, they've got the toys and shit on it and stuff, and it's got like gaming stuff in it. It's like just full of Minecraft stuff, full of like other stuff like that, Roblox and all that kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, we can start playing some Minecraft. And I haven't played Minecraft since, I mean, I barely played any of it at all, but I haven't played it since it was in its beta. That's when I played Minecraft. Like when it was like, I remember buying it on PC when it had like, I think it probably had less than 1 million players on it back then. And I'm like, wow, this is like the most popular beta ever released. Like, and yeah, I never really got into it. Although I always appreciate it for what it was. But yeah, he loves doing things like creating things, and I thought, okay, this would be a good outlet for him. So we downloaded I thought I'd just go on the PlayStation Store, and downloaded the trial. Thought we can have a little mess around with it and stuff like that. And yeah, the last couple of nights we've just been, because I've got a clue, haven't got a clue, so we're like literally working it out together. We're like, have you guys ever played much Minecraft? Or
a little bit, like
a long time ago?
Yeah, like I'll share some stories in a minute, but yeah, Karen.
But yeah, we were just like doing like basic stuff, just like creating a little, like we're just doing survival mode at this point, which is like, so obviously the monsters are coming out at night and we're just kind of walling ourselves off and then building a bit of a house and that kind of thing. And then was playing it today, and then the trial basically just kind of runs. Like I was thinking, what is going on? Because in the trial mode, you carry on playing, and he's playing. He's like, I can't mine anymore, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, are we doing something? Have I changed the settings? You can carry on walking around. You just can't mine anything. You can't break anything. I'm thinking, what is going on? And then I realized that a message pops up basically saying like, time's up, trial's over. So it will let you carry on playing, but you practically can't do anything. But I think what it is like, it's because it keeps all of your stuff here. Yeah. So it's like whatever you've done, you know. Yeah. So we bought it, of course.
Of course you did.
Bought it, we're in. Yeah. And then just carried on exactly where we were, and then changed it to creator mode. And I was like, whoa, yeah, this is insane. Because it literally I thought creator mode just meant that you didn't have to worry about the monsters and stuff like that. You can just, I didn't realize you just like, you've just got everything there, like just infinite, like, which is kind of cheating, but I was like, oh, whatever. Because I know like normally you try and make materials and recipes and make these things, but hey, who's got time for that? But no, it was cool. We were just messing around in the creator mode. I was just chucking down loads of TNT and blowing it, of course, blowing holes in mountains, because why not? But I think we're gonna have a lot of fun on this game. I think it's gonna be some good times ahead.
I tell you what's a really fun thing to do in that game, and I did this last year actually when lockdown was starting, and when me and Casey were at our old house, and my brother-in-law was living with us as well, because I had the Xbox set up in my office there. I would spend time and basically create like escape rooms style. Like I'd have a generic map, and I'd create like they had to get like 4 flags.
All right.
But to do those 4 flags, they had to basically take on 4 trials, basically. So that might be a glass maze underwater, and if they crack the wrong bit, the water will come in.
Wow.
And so I created all these things, which took me a bit of time, but I did it like in the evening and whatnot. And then I put those 2 in survival mode. It was all walled off, so nothing could come in really. Stuff would spawn at night, but I just set time to always day. And they had 2 controllers, and they had to work out how to get the 4 flags to take it up to the mountain. But I built mine carts for them to ride down, and the rooms were hidden as well. So they'd have to explore for the doors to get into the challenges. They weren't obvious. So, but I walled off an area, but the area is fairly big, and obviously they can't fly or anything. I could fly around and I just watch them from above. But so it's a really good way, because then, especially for you, Terry, is you can create little challenges that build on this sort of stuff. And then it's I especially for Casey, who isn't great with doing the controls with the right analog stick as well.
Yeah.
It got her used to doing those sort of things. And it was a lot of fun. Like we didn't play. I don't think I ever touched survival mode. I just did it. I built stuff for them. I built them a game. And it would last maybe an hour, half an hour. Sometimes I do a few of them, but they always had fun playing it. And it was. So it's a good thing. You can get so much fun out of doing Minecraft.
Yeah, I could see how it could be a complete time sink. You know, when people literally just like lose themselves in it, which I couldn't imagine ever do. But who knows? I mean, I think Harry will probably get a lot out of it, and probably George when he starts. He's not really got. He walks around in it and stuff like that, but he's not really got that interest into it at the moment. But no, it's a good tool set.
Doing some TNT, and then he'll get some interest.
He's all about the Astrobot. He's just obsessed with that Astrobot at the moment.
Vince doesn't want to play that game. Can I point that out? So I'm going to dob in on Vince a bit here.
What?
Like he doesn't want to play Astrobot. He's not bothered by it.
Oh, Vince, you have no idea.
No,
you have no idea. Like it's so. I mean, I don't know. Maybe like I feel like you've got like a bit of history with PlayStation, like just a little bit, or
he's more of an Xbox guy, though, I think.
But I mean, even it's like it's just it will tap into those. It will get you somewhere. Nostalgia.
You must like a good Easter egg. Yeah. You must like a good Easter eggs.
It's just full. It's full of it. Like references. It's just so good.
The end of that game is still probably one of the greatest Easter eggs in a game. Yeah,
I don't think that's going to hit. That won't hit Vince.
No.
But
no.
But it will. Yeah, for me, it was just like, oh man.
It was it's one of those few shit moments that are few and far between in gaming where you verbally say, oh shit, this is cool. Yeah, that moment was one of them. But anyway, anything else?
Playing wise, no. But I have, and one of the reasons why I haven't played so much since we last recorded is I've been putting all of my time into watching kind of funny plays Metal Gear Solid.
They're working their way through it.
They're
Metal Gear Solid 2 now, is it?
Yeah. So I literally I've watched all the VODs of like them playing through Metal Gear Solid and now 2. They're about halfway through 2, but oh wow, what good fun. I mean, the Metal Gear games are like such a huge part of my life. It's so, those games are just so special to me, and seeing someone like Barrett, because Barrett's playing through it. And
this time, isn't he?
Yeah, and Mike is like basically just watching him play. Yeah. But then you got like Tam and Blessing in the chat as well, like and kind of watching it, and Tam is like ridiculously like knowledgeable about Metal Gear.
Encyclopedia.
He's played it like hundreds of times. He knows every little thing. But it's just so fun. I love watching people experience something like that for the first time, and it's crazy, like, because especially like someone like Barrett, it's totally his kind of game, and the fact that he's never experienced, he doesn't know anything about it, and he's just like seeing all the story moments here, and how impressed they were with the original game, and just blown away that, oh my god, this is the PlayStation 1 game released in 1998, and the things it was doing, and I forgot really just like how much stuff that and Metal Gear 2, Jesus, like the jump, watching that generational jump and what they were doing back then, stuff they're doing in that game, they're still even doing games now. Like, it's just absolutely the same, man. Kojima just on another level, but
he knows what he's doing, that guy. He knows what he's doing.
He does. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. But yeah, just been highly recommend that but only if you've played the games, because
someone should give that guy a studio.
Vince, I don't want Vince watching it. I want him to play the games himself, because he will absolutely love them.
Question for you, Terry. Very quick answer to this. Gun to head. Best Metal Gear Solid game.
It's a really tough one. I think
Well, I'll put this in two parts. Which is your favorite to play, and which do you think is the best?
Okay, so
because it might be different.
If we're talking gameplay, don't even have to think about it. 5, like, it's just to me the best stealth game ever made. Yeah. In terms of the actual I think what one is most special to me was probably 2, because I didn't play 1 when it first came out, when it very first came out. I played bits of it, but I never completed it. 2 was the one that I was hyped for, got it on day 1, and it had that whole experience, and I was the same for everyone after it, but 2 was just such a moment in time. Such a moment in time.
They're solid choices. I think for me it's 3 and 3. I think my favorite is 3, Snake Eater, and I think it's probably the strongest. There's just so many cool things about that game.
3 is unbelievable. It's so, and especially as a Bond fan.
Exactly. It is
it's a James Bond.
Through,
it's the most Bond game that's ever been released. The most James Bond.
And there's been Bond games. Exactly. It's just so good. Anyway, Vince. Last but not least. Are you going to talk about some Souls-like game?
Of course.
I don't think I will. I don't think I will, because my birthday was recently, and I may have gotten.
You coy little bastard! You coy little bastard! I asked him off screen, "What have you been doing?" And he was like, "No, nothing."
Did you know anything about this?
Who, me?
No, Adam, did you not know this? No. Oh my God, this is.
I asked
huge
him
moment.
off screen. I said to him, "What did you do for your birthday?" He's like, "Nothing much." I was like, "Just chilled." He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Like, didn't want to cry.
Oh my God, Vince been sitting here like just like bursting at the seams right now.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's like, "I'm going last."
Yeah, I'm going last. You gotta save the best for last.
Wow.
So how I did.
Yeah.
Was that a normal one or digital? What have you got there?
That is the disc drive one because I have
it's gone big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got one for
big
Christmas,
boy.
didn't you? Yeah, you got. Was it Miles Morales you had on disc?
I have Miles Morales on disc. Yes.
Wow.
I have a few other games as well. Do either of you want to take a guess at what I'm currently playing on my PS5?
Well, it's obviously not Astrobot because
I'm guessing it's Demon Souls or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's got to be Demon Souls.
It's got to be Demon Souls.
I think it's Demon Souls.
Oh wait, no, wait, because you're doing them in order. He won't do Demon Souls yet. He's going to do.
Okay. Ratchet and Clank, maybe.
No. Wait, what?
Solid guess.
If it's Astrobot, I'll be proud.
I'll let you know. It's not Astrobot. It's not Astrobot.
Take it back. You're not even using your PlayStation properly.
I'm using that PlayStation properly. Trust me.
What are you playing? Come
on. No. Whoa. We ain't no weak.
You want one guess each?
Oh, I know.
Do a little one guess
I know.
Each? What do you
I reckon it's I forgot the name of it.
I'm gonna say Returnal.
Returnal.
Returnal. Interesting.
That's what I would go with.
We know you wanted to get on that Housemarque shit.
Yeah.
Right?
This is true. I wanted to get on this Housemarque shit. But first and foremost, I wanted to get on this shit.
Oh, shit.
This is like Terry's best day ever.
I am playing Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade on the PS5.
Oh my God, my head, I can't.
He needs to lie down. You need another tea.
Which the physical edition of this includes intermission for free. So I have the base game and intermission here. And boy, let me tell you, I cannot put this game down. It is very, very good.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm 100% in. Like, I'm only on chapter 8. So Terry, you probably have a better understanding of where I am than I do.
Yep. I mean, that's a good.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the game, can we wind it back just a little bit? Because obviously you've got the PlayStation 5, you're hands-on with it now. What are your thoughts on the actual, like, the controller, the system, the terrible store? What are your thoughts on the actual PlayStation?
The system itself, I mean, it's first of all, massive, fucking massive machine.
Nothing prepares you when you take it out of that box.
It is ginormous.
Like Mary Poppins in that box.
Huge. Yeah. Jesus Christ. But yeah, the controller, not super bothered with it. It's the best PlayStation controller they've made. I'll say that for sure. It actually feels good to hold and to use, and not to feel like my hands are gonna cramp up.
Yeah.
The haptic. What do you think about the haptics?
Thing is about Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Doesn't really use them, I guess.
Not a whole lot. No. I know during like the motorcycle sequence earlier in the game, it used it a little bit when you were like braking or like, accelerating on like the track and everything. You felt it a little bit there, but doesn't take a whole lot of use of it.
Do you know what
that's
game
where
does?
you've got to? Yeah, I was gonna say
Astrobot.
Astrobot is basically just like a demo for the DualSense of what that thing can do. But even if you just fire it up and just do the very beginning bit where it like, kind of loads it up and you feel it.
Yeah.
What?
I've just realized something.
Great idea. Yeah.
Oh no, you don't have PlayStation now, do you?
Not PlayStation now, but I do have PlayStation Plus. Your PlayStation Plus now.
Well, what are you thinking, Adam?
Because I bought him the T-shirt.
Yeah, Red Dead. Yeah,
he has to play Red Dead 2, and it's on PlayStation now. But he doesn't have PlayStation now.
PlayStation now.
Okay.
The deal is, if it comes free or in a very, very good sale.
Look. Forget your Red Dead right now. We're at more important things.
Fuck off with your Final Fantasy. There's enough of you talking about it.
More important things.
No, go on. Talk about Final Fantasy. What are you thinking about that game?
I cannot get enough of this game. Like it's It's really good. Like, even down to like the characters. Like, I love the characters. You know, Barrett, obviously great. Cloud, he could use some work, but I'm feeling the story as like his personal growth as a character. You know, being like this.
Let me just say, Cloud in this, they he's an improvement.
He's an improvement. Okay.
Yeah, in the original game, he just came off as just like I don't know, a bit of a piece of shit, really. But they actually make him a little bit more like he cares about things.
Yeah, like I'm seeing that a lot, especially with the segment where you go to Jesse's house. Like that was really good. Like, and any interaction he has with like any of the characters, like Tifa especially. I just met Aerith for the second time because of Chapter 8. That's where you go to Sector 5, the Sector 5 slums. Yeah, that's where I'm up to. And their just whole dynamic is really good. Him and every other character is great. And I just want to sink my teeth into more and more and get to know these characters more and more and just play all this game because it is so good.
First of all, the soundtrack. What are your thoughts on the soundtrack so far?
So, first of all, the mixing in this game, not super great because the sounds are like super loud compared to dialogue. So I had to turn it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, not too much, you know, to where I can still listen to the soundtrack and everything. Tifa's theme so far might be my favorite. Really good.
I love Tifa's theme, yeah.
The battle music also very, very good.
I mean, the opening bombing mission music, though, you know, like that very, like, like it's oh man, I could just sit there and just listen to it, like not even just play.
It's so good, and plus, I mean, I'm glad I waited for the PS5 to play it because I'm playing it in performance mode, so I got that 60 FPS rather than the 4K resolution, and it is smooth. Like combat in this game is so smooth and fluid. Like I really like it. Man, I was playing it a little bit before the podcast because I got home a little late. So I didn't really have a whole lot of time to play it, but I knew I wanted to play a little bit more of it before we sat down to record because I'm like I said, I'm all in. This game is really good. And you know, I'm kind of working through like, you know, what's been added, what's not been. I assume like the flashes Clouds have been having are either future things, past things, hard to tell. Very hard to tell.
I can't really say anything, but once you've finished it, it'd be cool to have a conversation about that and what is different and what's not. But
wait till my baby's born, please, while I'm on paternity. Like do that on the one episode I'm not here.
Me and Terry can just do a Final Fantasy remake.
You can do your spoiler cast there for that one. That's fine.
But they definitely like improve. Like obviously the battle, like you said, like I played through that entirety of that game, and never once got bored of fighting in that game. I just didn't like. I just wanted to keep when I ran out of stuff to do. I just wanted to keep fighting, like more stuff. Like it's just so good, and that was definitely I mean, I loved the old system, and you know the original turn-based kind of like ATB system, but this is on another level. It's just so good.
So good. Like enemy design, like everything. Yeah.
Did you know that you were getting the PlayStation 5? Was this a gift you bought yourself? Or did you not? Was it a surprise? Or how did?
It was a bit of a surprise, you know, like
that's cool.
You know, forever ago, I mentioned my grandma was like hunting for one. So I kind of figured in the back of my head, like, I'm going to get this at some point. It's fine.
Did she kill someone to get it?
No, God, no. Which she bought in a bundle, so I got Final Fantasy VII, you know, afterwards. But I also got Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War as well as part of the bundle.
We've been talking about that.
Oh God, no! I haven't even touched that yet. The only game I've touched on the PS5 so far is Final Fantasy Remake and the Spider-Man remaster, which I loaded up to get all my trophies in again, which was great.
You haven't started Miles Morales yet.
I haven't started Miles Morales. That's probably going to play through Remastered again first to like catch myself back up on the story, then do Miles Morales. Which might be a weird way to do it, but I feel like I've forgotten some of that game.
You don't really need to know much about the game, to be fair. about the main game. It's quite separate. But no, man, look at you.
Yeah,
I would have if we were gambling.
Yeah,
I would have not put any money down on that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
See, dreams do come true, children.
They do.
Dreams do come true.
I'd like to think it was my influence that sold it, but that's...
a little bit, yeah. Because I'm like, I really kind of want to play Final Fantasy VII, and then
I have downloaded it. Like, if that counts.
That's it. I downloaded it. You just want to get that little taste. That's it. That will do it. Yeah.
I'm torturing myself with Tsushima at the moment, so I think I need a palate cleanser in between before I go into something else that I'm probably going to find torturous. But we'll give it my gung ho, and try and get through it.
I think you'll like it. I think it'd be your gateway drug.
Is it a turn-based combat?
No.
Thank God for that, because I detest turn-based combat.
No, the combat is fantastic, the way it plays. And there's two different styles you can play it in as well. So you can make it, if you wanted to, make it more old style, like old school. And play
that's why I didn't play Final Fantasy. I hate turn-based combat.
No. But
same way. But this one's got me in.
How, just before we close off of Final Fantasy, of course, Vince, it's how, in terms of the story, it's like, considering that game came out in 97, it's very like ahead of its time and like foreshadowing future stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, like this game very good. Like I said, I want to play a lot more of the story just to see how. Everybody loves Final Fantasy VII. Everybody loves Final Fantasy VII for its story, and I can understand why now. I mean, albeit some things are different, but I'm really liking the characters. I'm really liking the story, because I always have that like a little bit in the back of my head, like, are we the bad guys? Are we the bad guys right now?
Yeah.
It's very good in that sense. Like, what's gonna happen next? We'll see.
We'll find out next week.
We shall see.
I also started watching Dave.
Holy shit, what a good show.
Yeah, I'm on the first season because we haven't got season 2 in England yet. So I'm watching on the BBC iPlayer. If you did want to watch it, Terry, it's very, very good. Like, I think I've got like 1.5 episodes left. I was watching it before filming tonight. Yeah, it's such an easy watch, but it's so he's so good in it, man.
He's very good, like shockingly.
It's Little Dicky.
Oh, okay.
So he plays him kind of himself. Like, it's but it's so good. Like, it's funny. It's a really funny show.
I will have to say, like, season 2 started like, I wasn't super into it. Like, it was a bit odd, like a bit off from the first season. But the last 2 episodes of season 2 may be some of the best television I've seen in a while. Like, it was really it made the whole season for me, honestly. It wrapped it up very nicely, and holy shit.
I am looking forward to season 2. I'm going to get through this, and then I can't imagine it's long until season 2 comes here, but it's not here currently. But yeah, also watched again. I watched it at cinemas, and I wanted to just remember the accent. I watched Knives Out as well.
I've still not seen Knives Out.
You should watch Knives Out.
I do want to watch it. I do want to watch it.
It's a very good film, but it takes a while to get used to Daniel Craig, like doing this like Kentucky Fried Chicken, like Southern drawl, like this like New Orleans. What's the Foghorn Leghorn? It's very fog. I say, you there, sir. Like, it's such a weird accent. Okay. Like, and he smokes the most ridiculously long cigars. They're like this. Like, but the cast is incredible. Like, and the way it's done is incredible. But I can't wait for the second one. But you should watch it. It's on Sky Cinema.
And it's just like like Cluedo, isn't it?
Who done it? It's like Cluedo. We're stylized with some comedic stuff in there, but also some like real sentiment in there as well. It's pretty. It's got a great cast: Jamie Lee Curtis,
Chris Evans, Daniel Craig.
What's she called? Well, is it Almas? Anna Almas, I think it is. She's the main character.
Yeah.
It's also got the dude from Atlanta who's amazing.
Yes.
I can't remember his name.
What's the Knives Out cast? One sec.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up too. God, what's his name? Yeah. Oh, Michael Shannon as well. Yeah, I forgot.
Michael Shannon, Toni Collette. It's got.
Lakeith Stanfield. Lakeith Stanfield. He's fantastic.
It's got Christopher Plummer in it. I think it was his last film.
Was it?
Well, I can't remember when because he passed away, didn't he? In 2021. Yeah, he died in 2021 in February.
Well, let's see his filmography and see.
There's some good twists.
No, there's like 2 other movies. No, one's a TV show called The Departure. So
I'm confused, Vince. It says the cast for Knives Out is Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Who is he? He is not in Knives Out.
He is not in Knives Out. I'm looking at IMDb and I do not see him listed. I see Frank Oz listed.
I'm seeing him on Google. Maybe he's going in the second one.
He must be then.
Yeah, because a lot of these people aren't in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank Oz is Frank Oz is the attorney, isn't it?
Wait, it does say Joseph Gordon-Levitt is credited. He's Detective Hard Rock voice.
He's the killer.
No,
he's a voice of a detective. Rock. Yeah.
Okay.
I assume it's probably like a phone call or something. I don't know.
Maybe that's cool. Anyway, so yeah, I've watched that as well. But I did want us to do something today to finish off the podcast.
Are we casting this movie now too?
No, that takes too long. Everybody's already in that film.
Fair enough.
No, I feel like, guys, we have gone through Emily is Away 2 and Emily is Away 3. If you haven't seen Emily is Away 3, go watch a very special edition of it, the Shifty cut, which is over on YouTube. It's about 6 hours long, and people are sitting all the way through it. So it's some of our best work. It's some of our best work. Probably the most fun I had was creating the intro to that. I thoroughly enjoyed myself being able to ham it up a little bit.
So good.
But yeah, I thought, you know what? We've done 2 of these games now, and spoiler, they've not ended well. They're getting better, but they're not ending well. Now, we know why the second one didn't end well, because you have to go through some bullshit to get the good ending. But I thought I would delve into the world of eHarmony, because we all are in relationships. So maybe we've lost
Wait. Terry, where the fuck do you think this is going?
I have no idea. I'm waiting to hear this. I was like,
this is why I love hosting the podcast, because you guys don't know what's coming. And so I thought, listen, we're out of the game.
Yeah.
You know, but you got to keep those shields sharp for when we play Emily's Away 4, whenever it comes out.
Okay.
So eHarmony do a thing where they do like a questionnaire, and each person answers it, and you see kind of where your answers are. But the questions are known for being quite blunt and sometimes quite Sigmund Freudish. So there's 20 questions, and I want us to answer these questions. Now, some of them are deep, some of them are weird. And you've got to bear in mind, these are all dating questions. So remember that.
It's like when you're like setting up an account,
setting up your profile. Yes, you'd answer answer some of these questions. They have thousands of them, but these are 20 that have been found. But just bear in mind at all times, dating website.
Okay,
so
it's gonna be some real weird shit, right?
There's some weird stuff. So we're all going to answer them. Question number 1: dating website. Who is the most important person in your life, and why? Obviously, for us, it's probably either going to be children or partner. So not going to be a great thing to write on a dating website. My significant other. But if you took, we can all kind of skip that one anyway, I guess. But dating website. What is the one dream for your life you most look forward to achieving? So this one's an aspirational one. Where do you see yourself? Sort of question. I'm gonna go to you first, Vince, because you're nodding. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, you're going first on this one.
Yeah. All right. What's the question?
What is the one dream for your life you look forward to achieving? You most look forward to achieving? World domination can be being rich. Yeah. Amen to that. Terry?
Finally getting Adam to play Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
We're 2/3 of the way there.
No, on a serious one, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know, just like retiring healthy
at the age of 42.
Yeah, the age of 42 on a cruise ship. I guess just making it through intact and
making it to the epilogue,
and
that's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah,
mine is to convert a barn, so it's a bit more of a boring answer. Convert a barn into a living space. Yeah. So for that, I probably need number 1 and number 2. Your answers, both of them. I need to be rich and I need to retire before.
And then you can do it. That's the process. That's the process.
We'll see. We'll see. Number 3. Bear in mind, dating website. Like, who has the capacity to make you angrier than anyone else in your life? And what do they do in particular that makes you so angry?
Okay.
Because nothing says dating like rage.
Yeah.
Nothing says dating like rage.
Nice. Okay.
I'll go first on this one.
Go ahead.
Mine is an obvious one. It would be when Casey leaves cupboard doors open. Leaves cupboard doors open.
Or that's
drives me up the wall, or asks me a question and then answers it before I can answer it.
Yeah.
Answers it for me, and I'm like, well, why did you ask me the question in the first place? You already have your answer. They're the two. Like, I wouldn't say, and angry is not the word I'd use, but
that's okay. A good one. That's a good one. I have very good one. Yeah. Close to that is my wife. She doesn't, not cupboard doors, but like drawers. Like, and I swear,
the worst. That's like crotch height.
Yeah, and I swear she does it just to wind me up. Like, I'll go into our bedroom, like, and there'll be like just all the drawers just open like a little bit, and I'll be like, I'm just closing them all because I just can't bear it.
Like a whack-a-mole.
Yeah, like it is like whack-a-mole. And there is, what's the other one? There's something else like that as well.
Here comes the list. Let's hope none of our significant others watch this.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing that really pisses me off.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was now. I'll come back to me and I'll go
back. Then I will go as well.
Go then.
Here's the fucking thing, right?
Oh, here we go. Not only did he lean in and start to whisper,
scroll out
the voice. Right, guys, here's the thing. Real talk now. Real talk.
Right. When you're deciding where to eat, right?
Oh,
and you get hit with I don't know, you pick.
Oh yeah.
And then you have to go through like 4 or 5 fucking options that you've picked.
Yeah.
Come on now. Yeah. That's a struggle.
I know. And then the thing is, they'll still say no to that and they'll go with the one that they wanted anyway.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Like I just asked you what you wanted. And like now.
Yeah, I just we've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Casey has an aversion to shutting doors if I'm in the room. So when I'm in like the bedroom or the office or anything like that, I'm a door shut sort of person. Like if I'm watching something, I hate to see like the crack in the door and the light coming through. Or if I'm in the office, I like to work with the door shut. If Casey comes in a room, she will not shut that door behind her. Even if I ask her to, she'll just pull it to and leave it open. And I'm like, I'm not a baby. I'm not a child. Because she knows I'm just going to get up or get out of bed or whatever I'm doing and go and shut that door. But she does it on purpose. She hates doors being closed. Doors being closed. And I love them being closed. I walk around closing doors. Like you with drawers, that's me with doors. Like
doors and doors.
Following around. And it drives her crazy.
Purpose.
Yeah. It's there to shut. That's
we found the podcast title.
Yeah.
Drawers and doors.
Drawers and doors. Yeah. What's next on this dating? Jesus Christ. But I haven't read all these, by the way. Like, this is a list of 20. I didn't pick these. I just read a few of them to make sure, like, they were okay. I didn't read all of them. How do you feel about yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? If anyone wants to lay down and start to have a chat, feel free. Like,
well, I'm 30 now, so fucking miserable.
Physically, I'm fucked. Emotionally, I'm hanging in. Mentally, that's been bad for a while. Spiritually, that means nothing to me. So there we go. Like, though I did get a new phone today, so that's cool.
Oh, look at that. The next Apple 20.
This is 12 Pro Max, which I've got now, and in a week they'll announce the next one. So that's fantastic.
The 12 Pro Max Plus.
They literally are. So so that's me, Vince. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually.
Physically in pain. Mentally or emotionally.
Emotionally is next.
Hanging in there, yeah. What?
Mentally,
same. Hanging in there.
Yeah, hanging in there.
A bit.
Spiritually,
it's fine. Yeah. Spiritually, no thanks.
Yeah. Terry, physically.
Physically, just deteriorating by the minute.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Emotionally,
fine. I think everything else.
Numb.
Yeah. Emotionally, just like numb from the pain, just numbing all the other senses. But emotionally,
mentally, and spiritually.
Mentally, spiritually. I mean, spiritually, I couldn't even tell you what that means. But
I am haunted by my past.
Mentally, on a serious note, like forgetting things. I don't know what's going on recently. I don't know if it's like I'm not getting enough sleep or what, but it's getting bad. Like I can't think of like someone's name. Like say we're talking about a film and I can't think of an actor. That's happening more and more these days, and maybe I'm just dying right now.
Yeah, but you've been pulled in a lot of directions at the moment, so maybe it's
maybe. But other than that, no. Physically, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's like, tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna eat better. I'm gonna work out. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah. There's always tomorrow.
Number
6. When do you feel inspired, and how does it feel when you're inspired? Terry, you're gonna answer this one first.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm easily inspired. Anything, like I was saying it, like watching the Olympics the other day. Obviously, I wasn't inspired enough to get off the couch and do some
eating a cheeseburger.
Sports,
God, that's about 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
That's it. But no, I do. I am one of those people where I'll watch something and I'll be like, like that's like gets me excited to do something. Like I get infected by other people's excitement and things. I love it.
No. And how does it feel when you're inspired? Exciting, I guess.
Yeah.
Affirmative.
I do feel like I'm glass half full kind of person most of the time. I feel like, do you know what? If want to do
Daniels,
something,
wine.
Exactly. Yeah. That's where the bad
inspiration comes from. Yeah. And the bad feelings. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The physical feelings. But no, I feel like sometimes if I get inspired to do something, I feel like, if I put my mind to it, I can do it. So that's good.
Okay. Vince, how do you, when do you feel inspired, and how does it feel when you are inspired? What inspires you?
What inspires me?
I think that's what they're getting at here.
I feel like, wow, no idea. What inspires me?
It's like, what is inspiration?
What is inspiration? A fleeting thing.
A fleeting thing.
But a teardrop in the rain.
There goes inspired. It depends how many blue moons he's had.
That's lovely too.
I think for me, inspiration comes from 2 things. One of them is when I fuck something up. So if I create something and it's not good enough, and then something clicks and I can work out how to make it good, then that inspiration kind of comes through, and I'm like, now I've got this. Now I've seen how not to do it. Now I'm going to do it the right way. That's usually one. And the other one is if I'm jealous. So if someone is in a position where I want to be, that inspires me, that chase of like when, for example, for us, when I see, and I know this is way above us, like Kind of Funny and like these companies, and I see what they're doing, I'm like, we can do that. Like, so it's that inspires me to try and chase those companies down in a positive way, like, you know, but like try and play catch up with them. That's always the inspiration. But that comes from like, they have what I want. So I suppose that's a jealousy sort of thing. Next. I'm an only child, so I don't share. What is the most important thing in the world to you? Vince, you can't say world domination. So you're not allowed. No. I guess Terry's got to go with a safe answer, his children, just in case someone watches this.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean,
secretly it's his Final Fantasy collection.
Are we answering this as like...
You're answering it as yourself.
It's like, as ourselves. So it's like,
yeah,
okay.
As yourself. It's just, even though these are dating questions,
it's just
you answer them in general,
yeah.
So I'm guessing it's your family.
So yeah, obviously, yeah, family. Yeah.
Vince?
But just below that Final Fantasy click.
Just below that. Right below. What?
I generally thought you were going to say fuck family then. I heard I was like, Jesus.
Fuck family. It's like the opposite marketing of Fast and Furious.
Yeah. I don't want Vin Diesel to come after me.
Thank God those memes have disappeared. Like,
it's a shame. What's the question?
What's the most important thing in the world to you?
The most important thing
as he holds up a blue moon. What was the question?
Because this is the answer.
Make sure it's the label side round.
Yeah. Label side front. Yeah, there we go.
I don't know. What's the most important thing? Is that Truman Show? What's the most important thing to me as I open up this bowl of Blue Moon?
Just bowl of refreshing Blue Moon.
Whenever we get it, Pepsi Zero Sugar. But
that'll be it. That'll be our first sponsor.
Fuck Coke Zero Sugar. There we go. I said it.
I still can't get over that. I still can't get over those shitty tactics from Pepsi. I thought they were above that, but wow, okay.
Shady tactics. All right. Anything that's important to you there, Vince?
anything
at all. Anything at
Your
all.
dog?
Yeah.
There we
go.
He's
not being an asshole. There we go. That works for me.
Okay. Remember, dating.
Wait. You didn't answer the question.
Did I not?
No.
Oh, shit.
Terry went first.
I guess. Most important thing in the world. I guess my family. No. I'm going to say probably.
Lord of the Rings.
It's a generic answer. It's a generic answer. Music.
Oh, yeah.
It's for me. Like, I just
not bad.
I can't do without music. I could live on my own. I'd be sad, but I can't live without music. I need that in my life. So yeah. So what I'm saying is fuck family. Number 8. If you had one day to live, how would you want to spend it? Crying and masturbating. Simultaneously.
Absolutely.
Just cranking.
Cranking.
Rushing to beat Sekiro and Demon Souls.
That's what it'd be.
Finish it up before I die. Absolutely.
I would wait until the very last moment and then turn on Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
But it doesn't load. It just, as 12 strikes, it's just the logo starts up it, done.
As long as you can hear the prelude music on the menu, then that's fine. You're going to go out good, you know?
Guessing the screaming would cover that up. But yeah, maybe.
Well, are you dying in pain or are you just dying?
I saw this as end of the world.
How are we going out? Okay.
I saw this end of the world. But if I died, Blaze of Glory. Like, I'm I don't know. They just got dark.
Yeah.
These questions, man, they're so it's ridiculous. Okay, one day to live. How are you going to spend it?
I think I'll go the Family Guy away and just maybe watch a season of 24.
That is a way. That is a way.
That's what they do, don't they? That's what they do in their last day. remember what season they watch, but they just watch a season of 24. But yeah,
that's one way.
Don't know.
That's a good way.
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's just like, what do you?
I don't think you could do anything because you just be like,
I've got one
day left. Yeah. But no, I just feel like that's all you'd be thinking about.
But would you not like like? It's a bit like Groundhog Day, isn't it? Like in that he knows. It's kind of actually that's different because he knows it's going to reset at the end, but.
Yeah,
he just does anything, doesn't he? Like, so, like, you want to go on a crazy, like, killing spree. The difference is the consequences are left over for when you die. So it's a bit different. But yeah, it's weird. Yeah. It's weird.
I'd be 100% honest to every person that I spoke to that day and told them exactly how I felt.
Yeah, but you leave like behind a shitstorm. Exactly. When you go.
Oh, I would concoct the start of an adventure of some sort that leads nowhere. I'd say now is the time that I can tell you, I need to get this off my chest. You need to follow the red ribbons. Everything will be revealed, and then just die.
It'd be so cool if like you had like loads of like in Ready Player One. You know, you could do something like that where it's like, oh, like I'm dropping this hidden thing in this game. Bye. Cool. I dropped the mic.
That'd be cool. Laters. Yeah. Next we have. What's next on this list? When do you feel most afraid? Dating website.
When do you feel most afraid?
Well, I'm guessing for Terry, it is in a room full of spiders.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, near any spider, that's when I'm most afraid.
Yeah, mine would be in a room. In a room with multiple wasps.
But yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah, no. I'm still genuinely scared that when my kid's a toddler, if there's a wasp, I'm going to push my child towards that bee. I'm generally like
why do you have a fit? Is it like?
Did I not explain this? When I fell off the Wendy house.
Yeah, didn't you say you got stung in your leg?
Sounds familiar.
I got stung in my head. I fell off the Wendy house, broke my arm. Then I ended up putting my hand in the water, while they were running the bath. So the cast stuck to my arm. So when they took it off, the skin came off my arm at the same time.
So you blame that all on the... Yeah.
That was a chain reaction. It stung me in the head.
And that was a bee, was it? Not a wasp?
That was a bee. It wasn't even a wasp. But I know bees won't sting you that often because they'll die.
Bees are fine, yeah. We went to
Wasps are fuckers.
Last week we went to this like sunflower maze.
No, thank
you. It was like just fields and fields and fields of sunflowers, like taller, like than you. And yeah, you're just walking around a maze, and we were genuinely lost for like a good and you can't see above it or anything. But it was amazing. It was beautiful. But it was
amazing.
It was such good scenery, like good pictures. But the place was just full of bees. But they don't touch you at all. They don't like. They won't go near. I was like getting right up close to them, taking photos and stuff.
Pass.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. What would yours be?
Most afraid, right?
When do you feel most afraid?
Anywhere above 6 feet high.
Oh yeah, you don't like heights, do you?
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. Fuck that nonsense.
So what's the highest you've been with an overhang, like let's say where there's nothing in front of you, you're looking down? Like, what would you say is the highest you've been? Like on a cliff or
even a building, like on top of a building?
A building, yeah. Have you been up like the Empire State Building or something like that?
Yeah. I've been up on the Empire State Building.
And that doesn't bother you? Is that because it's so high that doesn't make any like sense to you, like that because you're in a cage, or is it something where if there's a risk of falling, that is the issue?
Absolutely. Anything that's like, oh, I could absolutely fall and die? Hell yeah, fuck that. But if
do you guys get that feeling like when you're like at the top of, like, or if you were at the top of a building and it didn't have anything to stop you on the edge, that you wouldn't trust yourself to go near the edge because you get this like weird urgency to jump? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a weird thing, isn't it?
Just never go to the edge. at all.
Yeah, it's just like I wouldn't let myself get near like any edge because I feel like not because I want to kill myself or anything. It's just like this weird body function which will make you kind of jolt forward.
Yeah, I don't trust my body not to like.
Yeah.
Over my
even
mind,
though that's the absolute opposite of what your brain would be thinking to do. It's like
well, your mind generally tries to push you backwards.
Right.
It's part of our fight or flight sort of scenario. Like heights is something that we've predominantly been avoiding. Obviously, as we come from obviously chimpanzees and stuff like that, they know the dangers of it, and obviously we've evolved to not be as good at stuff like that as they are, and it's the same as that jolting feeling, isn't it? It's the old chemical imbalance that used to keep
like
our
someone's
balance.
You're gonna push you or something.
Yeah, so yeah, I totally. So, are you all right with flying, Vince? Like, because that's the same principle, isn't it? You can fall from a plane. You're just in the plane. Like,
never been flying. Never flown anywhere.
You never flown anywhere? Have you got a passport?
I thought Americans flew everywhere. I thought it was like getting a cab. Oh, I'm just gonna go to go for a day trip, like get on a plane. You don't even need a passport, do you, to get on a? Obviously, like
not international,
not unless you want to go international.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So you've never been on a plane. Is that a choice, or just it's never arisen? Have you always chose not to do it, or?
I mean, it's just never arisen, really. Like,
but would you do it? Is it something that you? If someone said to you, "Hey, there's a great opportunity for you in New York, San Francisco. We'll fly you there. Are you good?" Yeah.
Yeah, I could probably do it. Yeah. I mean,
so have you been to the other to the West Coast, Vince?
No, never been to the West Coast. I've only been pretty much up and down the East Coast. Like, been in New York, Florida, somewhere else along there.
Do you drive to New York, or do you get the Greyhound, or do you get the train?
I mean, to New York, it was a bus. This was years ago. This is like shit. How long was it?
How long did that take?
Long it was. It's roughly like 12, 16 hours. Depending.
From London to New York, it takes 7 hours and 7.5 hours to 8 hours to fly.
Yeah. Well, you can't really drive to New York from London, so
you could try. Your car is going to get wet.
Very wet. It's going to eventually stop working too.
I suppose technically you could drive onto a boat.
You could,
but
then what do you do? Just sit in your driver's seat while the boat's going?
Well, they do that if you go to France.
I'm very jealous that my dad went on Concorde to New York.
Wow. First of all, how the fuck does anybody in the world afford that? Second of all, those tickets were expensive.
Yeah, it was for a business trip, so I think it was all expensed. I don't know, I can't remember.
Who did he work for? Scrooge McDuck?
I don't know. I have to ask him who it was he was meeting, and it was literally there for like 2 days, I think. And
that was James Bond, confirmed.
That was
all right.
I can't remember what the flight time was on that. It was something like
4 hours.
Yeah, something crazy like that. But I wish I kept it, but he gave me, like, everyone on the flight got given this like leather
amenity kit.
Yeah, like it was it was like a folder of all the paperwork in it. I had a pen, and he gave it, and I had that for when I was young. I kept a few.
That'd be worth a fortune.
Yeah,
now.
This is back in like the mid-90s when he went on it, and yeah, I know, what an idiot. I didn't keep all that stuff, but who knew? You know what I mean? We didn't know it was gonna
4 hours. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, crazy, absolutely crazy.
You would not be able to finish the Shifty cut, and you'd be there. You'd be there.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. It's do you know, really cool, interesting fact? Well, not cool, but because obviously people died. But Concorde is the one time in human history where we took a step backwards in technology.
Yeah, because we were there. We were like right on the surface, and we
went there. We went back because we weren't developed enough technology wise for it. It'll come back soon. I think we're getting close to.
You reckon?
In some capacity, I think, yeah. Now they're doing galactic flights. Yeah. Technically, they could take you up and make you land there. And they said it'll only take you. You could technically go from London to New York in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
because you actually go up out of the orbit. Yeah, you can see the curvature. Yeah, you can see the curvature when you're on Concorde as well.
Concorde, yeah, you saw the
And he went up to, I can't remember what Mac it was he went up to, but he went up to like Mac.
The funny thing is my dad is he's flown hundreds of times. Obviously they go to Tenerife like several times a year, but he's not a good flyer. So he doesn't like landing and take off. He gets like quite nervous. So I imagine he probably wasn't taking it.
I'm doing Concorde? Like,
yeah, I know. I imagine he probably wasn't taking it. Like if it was me, I'd have been like the window. I absolutely love flying. I just love it. And I would have.
Do you know much about Concorde, Vince?
No idea.
Okay, so Concorde was like domestic flights, but it's business class basically. The tickets were ridiculous, and it was like a hybrid between a normal plane, like, and a fighter jet, basically. So it had the power of like a fighter jet, but it was a small domestic plane. So it would basically, I can't remember what Mach it went up to, but it broke the sound barrier when it flew. And it flew from like Paris and London to New York. They were I think they were the only 3 locations you could go to.
I think it was British. Was it just
British Airways ran Concorde. And
it's such an iconic looking, like when you see a picture, you probably seen it before.
Nose,
it's got like this like
arch
like nose cone on the front. It's really a different looking kind of plane.
But it was around for a while, not a huge amount of time, but there's a few accidents that started to happen. And then there was a tragedy in Paris where it took off and basically exploded as it took off, and it was false. And this had happened too many times. So they took Concorde out of service and it was never replaced. So that's why it's the first time in history we've advanced in technology and then had to go back because it's the first time that we hadn't done it properly. Well, we've done stuff not properly before, but we've advanced at the same time. So we've had alternatives. We didn't have an alternative, so we had to take a step back.
But like literally flying to America in half the time of what we do now. It's like crazy.
Crazy.
It's put so much pressure on the plane. So it didn't go well. Anyway, let's go back to these dating questions.
that went off the rails again.
Yeah,
we've already had that one. Kind of. What bores you? Why? So, what is something that you find mind-numbingly boring? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I can go first on this one because mine's quite an obvious answer. Lord of the Rings.
Oh, you're such an answer.
Absolutely.
Like, the most boring. I just don't.
Absolutely not.
Don't like it. Find it boring.
You are fishing tonight, aren't you?
So easy, guys. It's so easy. The answer I want to say, I can't say on this podcast. So I will tell you after the podcast. It's not rude, but due to current circumstances in my life of things that are about to happen, probably can't say that on air.
But child.
No, not that. Like, that's going to be boring. That's going to be boring. Like, for the first few months, the first year, they don't do anything. They just shit, eat, and cry. Like, so I'm not that. When they get a bit older, I'm looking forward to that when they actually do stuff. But yeah. Anyway, that's what bores me. Vince, what bores you? If you say
reality TV shows, God.
Oh yeah, they can go in the bin.
Absolutely, like it's just a bunch of people being either extremely hot and just incredibly douchey, or just leading incredibly boring lives. So superficial, so up there on asses about everything, and they think they're tough shit because they got on a shitty TV show. And plus, nothing ever happens. It's all fake drama anyway, done by editing and bullshit. So, nothing of substance there.
Terry?
I guess for me, it's like doing any kind of monotonous, kind of boring job when I haven't got an outlet. Like if I was doing the most boring job ever, like, and I've done some shit stuff, as long as I've got like a podcast I'll set in my ear, I can escape. I can be somewhere else. But if I haven't got that, and I got to do that kind of stuff, I can't bear it. I have to, if I'm doing stuff like this, I have to have something to keep me distracted, keep me going. As long as I've got something like that, then I'll rarely ever be bored. You know, I kind of hate that word in a lot of way when people just like, when people have got everything at their disposal and they're like, oh, I'm bored. I'm like, what? I couldn't ever be bored because I've just got too many things. I haven't got the time. I just need time. You know what I mean? I need like, it's like a currency. So I never got the opportunity to be bored. But yeah, if I was forced to do something like you said, it's like watching reality TV or something shit like that, and I can't do anything else. I'm like, I can't bear this. It's a waste of my time.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I will caveat, I'm not going to read all the rest of them, but there are a few that I am going to bring out because, and I know I've said this a lot, these are dating profile questions. Just remember that for the next few. So we'll go with this one. Mm-hmm. This one, probably the best of the bad bunch here. How important is money to you? How much time do you spend thinking about it? So we'll go to Terry for you first on this one. How important is money to you?
Not as weirdly, just come off the back of that, not as important. Like, I think that to me, time is a much more valuable currency than money. Because for someone like me, I feel like it's almost like a curse that I like so many different things and I just don't have the time to do them all. Yeah. And I just feel like, for God's sake, I wish I was like one of those people that just like to do one thing only and found everything else shit. And it's just like, I can have all the money in the world and it would still wouldn't buy me the time to do the stuff I want to do. It probably I get more time. But yeah, I think about that more than the money, I would say. Yeah.
Vince?
Hard to agree with Terry. Like, money, it's something I have to think about when it's time for bills to be paid and everything. But like, I'd rather have the time than the money to do so much.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I think I see this question in maybe a different way. Money is very important to me because I didn't have it growing up. So I think when you have money later on in your life, it is an important thing that that I see the value in it, and not in the sense that I'm always chasing it. Like, you don't need money, but you do need money, obviously.
Well, yeah, we live in a capitalist society. We need money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I do think about it a lot, like especially at the moment with a child on the way and trying to save to buy a new house, even though we just got this one to upgrade, and with the car, which is back in the garage. Like, so again, it's I think because we live in a capitalist environment now as well, like money is just an everyday thought, which isn't a good thing. But then sometimes it can be fun, like, like having money and being able to get a PlayStation 5 or being able to do Shifty Crab, because there is money costs involved in that. So I do think about money. Like when, like, for example, when Blue Moon are going to sponsor us and send us some beers, so we can save Vince some money, because apparently he'd be the only one who would get them.
Blue Moon, drink it.
There we go. We'll try again. Next question. Again. Remember, dating site. What is the role of God in your life? Do you believe there is a God? And if so, what is God like in relation to you?
Okay. Wow.
We're going in on it, guys. The things you shouldn't talk about on podcasts.
Yeah.
Religion is probably highly up there. But here we go. I'll go first this one because I went last on the last one. I don't believe in God, but it doesn't mean that I believe that there isn't a God. It is impossible for anybody to know. If you're on this earth and you say you know, you are lying. Like, if you say, I believe that, I hope that there is something, not a problem with that. I want there to be, not a problem with that. If you say there is, you're lying. Like, that is my opinion.
Yep.
Okay.
I was going to answer what one. So, yeah.
There are many iterations.
Yeah. I think it was Ricky Gervais said, I can't remember what chat show he was on. He said to someone like, you don't believe in 599 gods. He said, I just don't believe in one more.
It's the perfect way of thinking about
it. Yeah.
Like I don't. Number 14. No, that one's too easy. We won't talk about that. Number 15. Absolute banger of a question for a dating profile. Profile. I shit you not when I read this verbatim. Like, if you were going to write questions for a dating profile, and I said you write 5,000 questions, this one would never be on your list for a dating profile. Who is your biggest enemy? Like, and precisely how and why did this person become your enemy?
What the hell?
What?
And I can answer this one.
Does everyone? Is this like a comic book? Does everyone have to have an arch enemy?
An arch enemy. I have a story for this, and it happened yesterday, and it's a very quick story. So we've got car troubles going on at the moment. I spoke about them previously. I'm not going to go into that, but at the same time, my in-laws are having car problems. So my father-in-law loves Land Rovers, like proper Defenders, like that's his sort of thing. And he's had his Land Rover a while. I think this one he's had like maybe 3 years, but he's so OCD with things that he keeps it in absolutely tip-top condition. Before he does any journey, he checks his oil, whether he's going down the road or whatever. Like, it's to the T, perfect, like reads the magazines and everything. There's only two things he's obsessed with: Chelsea Football Club and Land Rovers. Like, that's his life. So anyway, the Land Rover started to have this problem where it was cutting out as he was driving, and it would just stop middle of junctions and everything. And they've moved away from where they used to live in London, so they don't have the same mechanic, like who they've always used, always done them a good job, has a great rapport. So we tried this. There was this old family, and they've been doing this for years. So he took it there, and they said, "Oh, let me have a look. Let me fix this." And they had the car for ages. Anyway, they didn't fix the issue, but they did a lot of other work on the Land Rover that they weren't supposed to. And started doing stuff with like the changing like the oil pan and all of this stuff, which is nothing to do with it cutting out. It's an electrical problem. And basically every time you rang up, they say, "No, we've still got it because we're waiting to see this problem come back. We're running it and seeing what happens, etc., etc." They got a phone call. My mother-in-law rang the other day and said, "Listen, you've taken too long with this. We need to get the car back. Like, you've not fixed the issue. We need to take it to someone who can fix it." And they went, "Yeah, that's not a problem. We totally understand. Here's a bill for £1,100. Like, so I don't know what that's about $2,000. So they were like, "For what? You've not fixed the problem." When I've done this, 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 and this. And they were like, "Yeah, but we've not asked you to do any of that stuff. You've never rang us once during this whole time and said, 'I can't find the problem, but I'm going to try and do these and these,' because we would have told you not to do them." He's like, "Well, I don't have to do that." Anyway, he said, basically, if you don't pay the money, you don't get the car. So my mother-in-law was in London when they needed to go and get this car. And my father-in-law has got, isn't great with conflict, has got a short temper, but he's quite sick himself at the moment. He's a bit injured, stuff like that. It is better he stayed out the way. So I was the negotiator in this point. So I went to this guy, must be in his 50s, like mechanic, already had an attitude as soon as I got there. And I'm going in basically just saying, "Listen, I need a breakdown of the invoice, like a full invoice of this, because we're going to pay this in protest," which is a thing you can do. That when you write on an invoice paid in protest, if you did want to take legal action or take it further, that's how you initiate it. So it means that you've not happily paid this, you're paying this and you're going to follow it up. So I said, "I need to pay this in protest," which means you write on the invoice. And I said, "I need a full invoice of everything you've done." And he had that. And I was like, "I need the receipts of the parts that you've purchased to prove that you've purchased them for the car." And he took that to mean that he's not allowed to make any profit on the parts. And I said, "I don't care how much you've charged for the parts. I need to know that you've bought the parts. And what you say you've done to the Land Rover, you've done to the Land Rover." And he was calling me stupid, getting like really, really arsey. Like, and he was shaking. Like, so then, anyway, we're going back and forth to the point where my father-in-law comes in and he's starting to get a bit like at it as well. So there's a Casey's in the middle, pregnant, saying like, let's calm this down. This guy's just not having any of it. Or I'm not refusing to pay. May I point out? I'm just saying to pay, I want the receipts. I want proof that you've bought this. Like, because we're allowed that by law. Like, he wouldn't give them. So after a back and forth, and his father came in, he must be about 90, and he's clearly very, very sick and was getting a bit irate. So I'm calming this situation down because no one wants to listen. No one wants to have, like, stress out the old man. But this very heated. Like, this guy's just being an absolute arsehole. So I say, okay, fine. Can we pay on credit card? Because they have the machine there, so we didn't have to move the money over from the debit. He was like, yeah. Well, Casey asked that. And then he turned to Casey, and it's just because he turned to her and said, well, you better not cancel this or I'm coming after you. To Casey, who had not said anything in all of this. And then it was because Casey had asked the question. And then I saw red. Because I was like, it's the one thing. You say anything to Casey, like, or have a go at her or be aggressive. And then I'm like, I'm on a homing missile to like about this. So it didn't end well. It was a very like back and forth. And it's probably going to go to court with the paid in protest. But there's no, let me clarify. This guy was like 50 odd. There was no fighting. I'm not going to like it wasn't that sort of thing. Like, but it was very heated. And this guy just riled me up. Haven't fixed the problem. And he's clearly conned my family out of money because he's not done any work. Hasn't shown the receipts or anything. Has taken $2,000 basically and had the car for 6 weeks and done nothing with it. Like, and it's just, and now our garage are fucking us around because we got the car back last week. A new issue has occurred and it's had to go back. They have had, out of the 14 days we've had bought the car, they have now had it for 9. Like, you know, and now we're past the point where we can't return the car now because they've held it over that 14-day period. So we can't even return the car and get our money back. And the owner of that company called me a CUNT on the phone, like, because I said, can I just have a diagnostic of what's wrong with the car so I can give you the AA diagnostic to make sure that we're looking at the same problem here. The AA is like the AAA. So I can make sure that we're fixing the same problem here. So he started calling me a CUNT down the phone. And at that point, I thought he was one of the mechanics. When I rang on the Sunday when the new problem happened and I said, listen, I need to speak to a manager about this so we can see what's the best thing to do. Because we like the car. We're not trying to give it back, but it needs to work. They then said, oh, you need to ring back in the morning on the Monday and speak to the manager. I ran back on the morning. Same guy. He's actually the manager of the whole company.
Oh, man.
So God knows what's happening with the car. Like, they've given us a replacement for now, but they were supposed to ring on Monday. They didn't ring. So they're supposed to ring on Tuesday and they didn't ring.
And this is why these companies, like particularly like car dealerships and mechanics, they get a bad rep because it's these kind of people that run it. So what you're saying is if you got the Loki mask from the film The Mask and you turned into this kind of superhero, they would end up with exhaust pipes up their ass.
Oh, 100%. It'd be the first thing I do. I now have, we have one good mechanic who works for the AA and is basically bent over backwards to help at any opportunity he can. And who we never knew, who's just generally been a good guy. Apart from him, like, I'm on a rampage against garages and mechanics and car salesmen at the moment. Like, they are low down on my list. They're going to have to redeem themselves. So that is my enemy at the moment, is car dealerships.
Arch enemy.
My arch enemy is that. You guys got any enemies that come to mind, or are you just both just peace and love?
I mean, sure, people have pissed me off before, but like,
not
super kind of like enemies.
Yeah. And Terry, I don't think you care enough to have enemies, right? You're too busy.
Personal enemies. No, I mean, I take a machine gun to some computer printers every now and again. I mean, literally, me and computer printers just don't see eye to eye. and I just can't deal with them. I can't even look at them because then I will start getting angry. But yeah,
rendering is my enemy.
Rendering is that can. I think that's everyone's enemy that has ever done rendering. Yeah. But yeah, that's my safe answer. We've already touched religion, and I don't want to go politics and say Brexiters, so we'll leave it at that.
I'll say it. Brexiters. They are the enemy. And anti-vaxxers.
Yeah,
I'll throw that one in there.
Basically, everyone in those circles, like the Trump supporters, Karens. just chuck, Karens, everything, just chuck them all in there.
Chuck them all in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Next.
The Venn diagram is basically a circle, but
it is, and they all have the same haircut. Number 15. Like we've done the enemy, so bear in mind that's where it goes. The next question: how important is food to you?
Oh God.
Do you feel disciplined when it comes to eating? Have you watched our podcast? Like our second episode was the Frankenstein of fast food. I do think we should do the opposite of that. What would be our worst?
What is the opposite? Food? Okay.
The worst fast food meal, like from established places.
Yeah.
Like, I think that might be one for another day. I think everyone finds food quite important.
I mean, food is life, right?
Yeah, food is life.
That is, I think this goes back to one of the early questions in that, what would you do? And you're like, if you had 24 hours to live, I would eat. I mean, there's no,
absolutely.
There was no repercussions. Like whatever you want to eat, just eat it. Like just have, that'd be a good one as well. Like a lot, if you had to have one meal. I mean, we might have even said that before, but like you got one last meal to have. What is it going to be?
Yeah.
Oh, do you know I do all the things that loads of people have done that I've always wanted to do, but I'm always a bit nervous. Like lick a battery. Never licked a battery. Kids did it at school. Like I was just like, why would you do that? But now I'm like, if I've got one day to live, fuck it.
Ecstasy.
Oh, Jesus,
we're doing ecstasy. Okay.
Straight on the ecstasy.
Jesus.
Let's put on
some or something.
We're not gonna do the hard H. We're gonna just go straight on ecstasy.
We're going with the soft D.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
Just get on it. Play a bit of Wipeout. Listen to some Prodigy. Let's go at it.
I don't know what the title of this podcast is going to be, but we've had ecstasy, we've had draws, we've had is God real? Like there's been some, who's your arch enemy? There's been some topics.
There has been,
18 we've kind of already answered. Do you consider yourself emotionally healthy?
No.
19, do you argue very much with people closest to you? How does it often turn out? Usually with me being in the wrong, I guess.
Yeah, backing down and carrying.
I mean, we're all married, right? So
backing down and saying I was wrong.
Yeah.
Well, we all know that I'm not. Okay, and the final question on a dating website. I feel like the person who wrote this had some shit going on in their life, because what specifically would you like your closest friend to say about you at your funeral?
Oh my God.
I know.
All right.
That went dark.
They got real dark. Jesus.
I would like them to say,
told you.
Subscribe to Shifty Crab.
I'd like my closest friend to say, you better stay dead this time.
That's very good, yeah.
So that would be it. Like, subscribe to Shifty Crab. That would be it. Stay shifty. That's what I wanted to say.
Stay shifty.
As we're lowered in, just the intro.
Stay
playing.
shifty.
Stay shifty, guys. Well, that is. Well, I think we are now prepared for anything that Emily's Away 4 has to offer.
Yeah, we got it.
We
got it in the bag.
We've got it in the bag. We are ready. We're training. Well, this has been the Shifty Crab podcast. I think it's been a good one. We have touched on a lot of topics, but the big news coming out of this is Vince Haley has come over. I was going to say to the white side. That doesn't sound great. To the to the PS5
the
side.
white side. Jesus Christ!
Because Xbox is the green side, isn't it? It's the green. They're the green brand.
PlayStation
blue.
PlayStation is not the white brand. Blue. It's the blue. Yeah, blue.
Yeah, that's it.
The
come over to the blue side.
Yeah,
the console is white, but the box is blue.
What do you get if you mix blue and green? Is that brown?
Do you get anything?
Shit.
Well, no, because they're too.
Well, green is also blue and yellow, so if you throw more blue in there, it's going to be more like a tealish.
What are you, fucking Bob Ross? Calm down. Platinum white. Sorry, titanium. Was it titanium white? Is it
titanium white?
That's just white.
If and when they announce this, like jet black PlayStation 5, are we all going to be pissed off or?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
because that will look so much better. Sitting next,
I like the white.
Sitting next to my Series X, absolutely.
Yeah.
I like the white.
Right now, the PS5 is the standout on my little media center right now.
It's certainly a statement.
It is. It draws the eye more.
So when did you have to build the extension in your house for your PlayStation 5? Oh, has Vince gone? He's talked so much shit about the PlayStation 5 that the PlayStation 5 has taken over.
It's becoming sentient and it's just disconnected it. It's like talking shit about my size, huh?
Yeah, this is what you don't want to do when they're on the Wi-Fi. Like it's on the same. It's on the same internet. Like it's cut out. I think Vince is genuinely cut out. We'll see if he comes back before the end.
Okay.
But a bit of housekeeping, guys, before we go. Oh, he's back. He's back.
No, just super slow.
He's gone again. Okay, well, I'm just going to carry on. If he appears,
you just slowly see at 1 frame per second that the PlayStation 5 like just kind of levitating behind him,
just glowing.
Yeah,
just doing that. And
those creepy old PS3 adverts.
Why is Vince moved? Like, why did I move? This is going to fuck up my edit because now you've moved to where you've moved. He's on my screen. He's moved to where I was.
Oh no, not for me.
Oh no, he's moved to where you were.
Oh yeah, wait,
you are now where I am.
Oh wow, that's okay.
Well,
anyway, as I was trying to say, we said that I don't know if you could hear us. We're saying that you talk shit about PlayStation. Your PlayStation 5's on the same Wi-Fi as you. It's like enough.
Taking over.
The cord's going to come around your neck and it's going to start glowing. Like you can't talk shit about the PlayStation. Anyway, as I was saying, the housekeeping. Yeah, if you guys want to go over and check out the Shifty. Now goes my camera. For fuck's sake. Do you know what? Do you know what? I give up. Do you know what? Go watch that shit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Vince. Stay shifty. Fuck off.